Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2012 Warner Brothers feature film Project X. This is produced by Todd Phillips. He's known for the Hangover films and a bunch of other stuff as well. So I had high hopes going into this. I've never seen this film. It has been 13 years since this film came out. Never saw it. I never wanted to see it because I kept hearing the same things. The best friend is insufferable. The best friend is intolerable. The best friend is the absolute worst human being possible. And I hate when a character is created who is just so awful and so hated, like there's just no redeeming qualities to them, and it always turned me off. I never wanted to see this because knowing I would hate a character. So when this popped up in a things you might like thing, I was like, I just watched a hysterical film in regards to the package. I was like, this is a comedy film. Project X, let's watch it. I did not know that majority of the main characters are their same names. So Thomas Mann is the main character who plays the main character Thomas. Miles Teller plays Miles Teller in the film. A bunch of other characters have their same names. So it's very interesting on that. A part that hits close to home is they filmed the high school scenes at Pasadena High School. They filmed Teen Wolf, they filmed Freaky Friday, they filmed a bunch of other projects there. And that suffered immense damage during the course of the Pasadena fires. This film takes place in Pasadena, the suburbs of Pasadena, which are pretty much leveled at this point because of the wildfires that have gone on. But the high school itself is just severely damaged. It's not completely demolished. So we'll see how rebuilding goes for that, gigantic community of Pasadena in California anyway. But like certain things are like they're standing out front, and I'm like, I know that awning because Teen Wolf, and they're like, Thomas and his friend Kirby are like under the bridgeway to the fields, and I'm like, I know that bridgeway. That's where there's been so many Teen Wolf battles there. And I was like, oh, this is cool because I'm familiar with the area, so I thought it was neat. It's a day in the life kind of film, so it's just got your video camera, you're taping your friend on his day of his birth. And his best friend Costa, who's the absolute worst character ever created ever, is so insufferable and is so dehumanizing and misogynistic and just disgusting, an absolutely disgusting human being. So many of these jokes we don't say anymore. We don't say certain words. We don't say certain things. That's just not, should have never been a thing, and we don't. So a lot of this film does not withstand the test of time because it's like you're watching this, you're hearing this, you're like, oh, that's disturbing. Because we don't say these things anymore. These are not digs that you can pass off without being canceled or reprimanded. So like certain things or certain conversations that they had in this film, I've heard, people at work or something like that just like slip up and say a word or something. And I was like, we don't say that anymore. And they're like, no, you're right. You're right. Sometimes you got to remind people things change for the better. So cringe on certain parts of this film. The ending was great. The whole party was great. The police riot, the helicopter, the fire torch, the flamethrower, the drunk guy stealing the horse. Like a lot of things were absolutely hysterically well done, put together in regards to a riot coinciding to a 17-year-old's birthday party. But getting there took forever. And a lot of the, like Thomas, for instance, he likes this girl, but he winds up hooking up with this other girl. And then like, how can you be mad at yourself if that person sees you with that person when you already said you like that person? So like, it's just kids doing stupid things throughout this film. There's no life lessons to this. There's no like, oh my God, this is iconic cinematic masterpiece. It's not that type of thing. It looks like it was a lot of fun to make. I'm sure people who made it have absolute wonderful stories of having parties. And I looked it up. It was from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. for 25 days straight or something like that. Sounds like a blast. But, It's a culturally important film because a lot of people still reference it. But I understand why a lot of people hate it because it's just so cringe in certain points. That best friend character is just awful. It's just I don't enjoy the camaraderie or alpha roddery that they try to exude of each other. It's just forced. It's awful, and that's the point of there are people out there like that, and they're disgusting humans. So that's that. Project X, 2012 comedy film. On to the next review. Mahalo.